Back in 2009, Disney released The Princess and the Frog, and this kicked off what is known as the Disney Revival. In the early zeros, they released a number of animated films that both disappointed with critics as well as at the box office. But with the Disney Revival, they had a return to the success that they had back in the 90s. So with the release of Ralph Breaks the Internet, there are now 9 films inside of the Disney Revival. So today we're going to stop and rank all 9 films of the Disney Revival from the worst to the best. Hi, if you're new here, my name is SeanChandler, and I started this channel essentially because I was driving everyone around me crazy talking about movies way too much. If you can relate, you're probably in the right place. Consider clicking that subscribe button. Also, with that in mind, I'd love to talk Disney way too much with you down below in the comment section, so please share your ranking of the Disney Revival films, which ones do you love, which ones do you hate, and everything in between. And one final thing, also, if you're someone that likes to talk movies too much, I have designed the shirt for you, and it's available in my merch store. There's a big Cyber Monday sale going on today, 30% off everything. That means $14 t-shirts. Many of the shirts that I wear in my videos are available in the merch store. You can find that at the link in the description. And with that said, let's get started. Coming in last place is The Princess and the Frog. Disney took their princess template to New Orleans and put a new twist on the classic tale. All along the way, they subverted my expectations with twists and turns. And every time I thought the story was going to go one way, they'd put a new twist on one of their cliches, and in a lot of ways that was kind of like a prototype for Frozen. But the story's New Orleans swamp setting is so filled with base level humor, spit, mucus, toothless flies, as well as the main villain is this creepy voodoo character, that it kind of created this ambiance and environment that I didn't particularly enjoy being in. Add to that, I didn't particularly care for any of the characters all that much, and I didn't find any of the songs memorable at all. While I liked how they handled the story, I didn't really care for the rest of it. Coming in at number 8 is Ralph Breaks the Internet. Now, I know a bunch of you loved this movie, so this is a bit of an unpopular opinion. But as much as I wanted to love this one, this was a big disappointment for me. Now, it's packed with laughs, heartfelt moments, and great cameos. Especially when they go to Disney, it's fantastic. I mean, the princesses were the scene stealers, but so was Star Wars, so was Eeyore. It is just great. But much of the internet culture humor, including the title, felt dated right out of the gate. Now, granted, much of it had me laughing, but some of it had me cringing too. More importantly, I thought the story started to fall apart around the halfway point when they started to make money. It rang hollow for me. And then the main conflict of the first half of the film is resolved about 75% of the way through, and then Ralph makes a choice related to the subplot of the first half of the film, and then it's promoted up to the main conflict of the third act of the film. And I thought it was a very weird way to do the story, and I really didn't like where it went. For the first half of this film, I thought I might like it more than the first film, but as it went along, I liked it less and less, and I really didn't like where it ended up in the third act. So the next 7 are all pretty great, and that means this next part's a little bit like trying to rank your kids. No matter what you do, you're unhappy with the results, because to put one high on the list, it means you have to put one of your other favorites lower on the list. So be kind down in the comments section, as I'm going to have some of your favorites lower on my list than it is in yours. At number 7 is Winnie the Pooh. This film is a light, unassuming continuation of Winnie the Pooh's adventures. It has all the style, humor, wit, and wordplay of past Pooh animated adventures, and everybody gets their own little segment and moment to shine. While this film is great at what it sets out to do, I put it on the lower half of this list, essentially because it's the least ambitious film on the list. The runtime is only a little bit over an hour long, and it's intentionally episodic. But if this film is at number 7 on this list, that should just tell you how good of a set of films this is. Number 6 is Moana. Disney takes on the Polynesian mythology with this great character of Moana. She's strong-willed, determined from beginning to end. Add to that, we get more great music. It's also a nice change of pace to have a Disney princess story that doesn't have a romantic subplot inside of it. Also, Hey Hey is a nice scene stealer. With that said, this film didn't engage me as much as the films higher up on this list. It felt a little bit like they were cramming the mythology into the Disney formula at times. times, and the Maui character was a little bit too frustrating for me in the first 2/3 of the film. Still, with all of that said, this is a great little film. Bringing us into the top 5 is Big Hero 6. For me, this film is one of the least Disney-feeling, Disney animated films that there is, and luckily that's a good thing as it feels like a nice change of pace. In classic Disney fashion, they found a way to take a Marvel comic book and tell a story about family and finding friendship in unusual places. The film both builds an interesting world and tells a story with some neat twists and turns, especially in regards to the villain. He does villainous things that have dire consequences, but he's crafted to actually be a sympathetic character that you care about his mission. Add to that the Baymax character, who's absolutely delightful, and you have one of the most fun and unique films on this list. But before I give you my top 4, remember to share your ranking down below in the comment section. We're going to disagree, and that's the fun part that we can talk about why. Also, after this video, check out this playlist up above of my best Disney and Pixar rankings. If you like this video, there's something in there that you'll enjoy. Coming in at number 4 is Zootopia. When I first saw the trailers for this one, I was a little bit worried that they might have a dud on their hands. Fortunately, I was totally wrong, and this is a fun, cute, and charming adventure. The film follows a familiar buddy cop formula as it's about a by-the-book cop partnered with a loose cannon to solve a mystery. Now, this would be a bad thing if it was an action comedy, but as an animated film about animals and prejudice, it's a fresh take on the formula and a unique film inside of the Disney canon. The glue holding it together is a charming set of characters that we're rooting for, that we want to see transformed and succeed, and it all leads to an uplifting conclusion. Kicking off the top 3 is Frozen. This is the highest grossing animated film of all time for good reason. First off, it takes all of the classic tropes of Disney's princess stories and puts them on display and then turns them on their heads. All along the way, it subverts your expectations while delivering what you want on a heart level. Also, you get some of the absolute best songs of any Disney animated films of all time. Along the way, you get a number of classic Disney characters in Anna, Elsa, Olaf. There's so much here to love. The reason I don't put it in my top 2, however, is because I feel the first half of the movie is quite a bit stronger than the second half. After Let It Go, I felt the quality dipped quite a bit. There aren't nearly as many songs, and they're not nearly as good when they do happen. But it picks back up at the end, as I talked about before, with these clever twists on the classic tropes. Once again, as much as I'm pointing out my criticisms of it, this is a fantastic animated film with some of the best Disney has ever offered. Our runner-up is Tangled. I know putting Tangled over Frozen is heresy for some of you, so this is kind of an unpopular opinion. But for me, Tangled was the better film overall. They played to their strengths and told a classic princess story, except with the best of modern technology and with current aesthetics. The characters are fun and charming, the songs are catchy and memorable and make you want to sing along, and the film is just absolutely gorgeous to look at. There's also some really heartfelt moments in it, especially when she meets her parents at the end. It doesn't need to say anything, and it says so much. This is Disney doing what they do best. But coming in at number 1 is WreckIt Ralph. Over the last 10 years, a number of films have attempted to tell a story about characters inside of technology. WreckIt Ralph wrecks all the competition. The central idea here about all the characters in an arcade hanging out inside the power strip and the villains of the game having a support group, it's just clever and fun. Likewise, the script nicely balances themes about knowing who you are with a story that has twists and turns that are unexpected, all while being an absolute blast. For me, this is probably the best scripted and well-crafted overall story of this entire bunch. The world feels well thought out, and all the payoffs in the third act were set up in the first act. But the real magic here is a delightful and charming set of characters that you want to spend time with, and a whole bunch of fantastic cameos. It's fun, it's funny, it's heartfelt, it's great, so it comes in at number 1. Be sure to check out that playlist to the left with my other Disney and Pixar rankings. If you like this video, there's something else in there that you will enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.